Cilantro, the herb that everyone seems to have a problem with, including the most experienced cook. But I'm going to show you how to clean it, how to chop it, and everything in between. First things first, what we're going to do is look out for this band right here. The moment you buy it from your grocery store and you bring it to your home, you're going to look for that. And then right there, you're going to see there's going to be some slimy brown, black leaves. You want to get rid of those before we actually begin the cleaning process. In a container, we're going to add water and ice. If you don't have ice, that's perfectly fine as long as the water is nice and cold from the tap. We're going to make sure that there's enough room for the cilantro to actually swim because we want the water to kind of get in between all those crevices, all those nooks and crannies, all the in betweens. We're going to move the cilantro almost like a washing machine here because we're going to make sure that, you know, everything is swimming and there's no air bubbles, no nothing. As you can see, the water's already kind of getting weird and dirty. So the process has begun. Once this sits for about 10-15 minutes, we're going to pull it out. And I'm going to pull it out into a wire rack. I'm not using a salad spinner this time because most people don't have salad spinners. Or at least that's what I think. And I'd like to show you a way you can do it in case you don't have a salad spinner. But if you have a salad spinner, you are lucky. So we're going to sit it on the wire rack, let some of that drip while we bring the rest of the cilantro in here. As you can see, the water looks disgusting already. It's only been about 12 minutes on my clock. And look at that. Bugs, dirt, who knows what. I think I even saw a little pebble in there earlier. But that's what gets people sick. So make sure you wash your cilantro when you get it from the grocery store. And I'm going to show you how to dry it and store it so it lasts in your fridge for over a week. Okay, so you get a clean kitchen towel, and then you're just going to kind of dab the cilantro this way. Try not to be too rough with it. It's wet and it is delicate, so dab it. Do that to every single cilantro. Once you're done, you're going to grab a paper towel, and you're going to kind of do the same thing, except that we're going to sandwich it a little bit here. And if you don't want to do every single one like this, you can just go ahead and grab the whole bunch or however many you bought, put it all on top of the paper towel, and then put another one on top and just sandwich it. As you can see, there's not a lot of moisture left in this because the initial dabbing kind of took care of about 80-90% of the water that was left. So we're going to do that. And then I grabbed the container where I can stand the cilantro up. And you can leave this in your counter for that moment if you're going to use it. And if you're not going to use it, you can store it in your fridge the way I did. And that should keep for about 7 days. I have had cilantro for about, I don't know, 9-10 days. So this method works. But if you're going to use the cilantro right away, unfortunately, the cilantro is going to be somewhat wet unless you do the drying process a little bit longer than I did. Okay, so to cut it, we're going to get rid of this band right here. But the important thing here is that we're going to keep the shape. Now, from this point on, I'm not really going to edit so you can see how long or short it takes to cut cilantro, okay? So keep the shape, and then we're going to cut the stems. We're going to keep this part, but this other end we're going to discard because that's the end that was closest to the dirt. We don't want that. Even though it's clean, we're going to get rid of it. We want a uniform kind of shape here. It's almost impossible, but we're going to go for that. So now your pinky and your thumb is what's going to help you here to grip and keep that shape that we want, because eventually when we get to the leafy part, we're going to roll. And now we can just go ahead and chop. But before we do that, you're going to make sure that your knuckles are flat. So use the claw method. This is the claw method right here. So we're going to go to town. We're not going to edit so you can see how fast this is and how easy this is. Keep chopping. Now, these are practically all the stems right here. What you can do here is just separate this area if you want to garnish with that. Trust me, all the flavor is there. Not on the leafy greens, but there. So if you don't mind, keep them. Then I'm making room here so that I can continue to chop. So I'm using my pinky and my thumb so I can grip onto the cilantro. I'm chopping. And the closer I get to the leafy greens, the more I'm going to have to twist just to kind of keep that shape going. And I'm going to twist and then use my thumb and my pinky to keep the shape. Chop. Do the same thing. Chop. Pinky thumb. Twist. And then chop again. As you can see here, it's not that hard, but it does get a little bit harder once you reach the end of the bunch here. The leaves want to go everywhere, so you want to just kind of keep it together, keep rolling, keep bunching it up, and then cut as thick or as thin as you want. Now you could do this with parsley, same method, same cleaning method, same chopping method. Anything that you're gonna garnish, the idea is pretty much the same. Bunch it up like that. There you go, and that's perfectly it right there. Nice chopped cilantro. Now you can mix the stems with the leafy greens the way I did here. I mixed it as a nice even mixture. There you have it. Now you've mastered cilantro. You know how to clean it. You know how to chop it. So please, if you learned something today, like, subscribe. Please share this video with your tia. I know your tia needs to see this video, so please go ahead and share it. And I'll see you guys next time.